ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरये।
ततो जयमुदीरये।
नष्टप्रायेष भद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
भगवतिरुत्तमश्लोके
भगवति उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
Hare Krishna. So we'll go to the 29th verse. Okay, fourth chapter, fourth canto, chapter 8, verse number 29. श्री राधा गोविंद की जय, गौरताय की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। Okay, so we'll go to the sloka. Huh? Okay. So fourth canto, chapter 8, verse number 29. Please repeat after me. Paritusheta tastata
परितुष्यते ततस्ताता
तावन्मात्रेण पुरुषः
तावन्मात्रेण पुरुषः
दैवोपासादितं यावत्
देवोपासनादितं
ईश्वरागतिं बुधः परितुष्येत ततस्तथा
परितुष्येत ततस्तथा
तावन्मात्रेण पुरुषः दैवोपसादितं यावत्
देवोपसादितं यावत्
ईश्वरागतिं बुधः
ईश्वरागतिं बुधः
परितुष्येत ततस्तथा
परितुष्येत ततस्ताता
तावन्मात्रेण पुरुषः
तावन्मात्रेण पुरुषः
दैवोपासादितं यावत्
देवोपासादितं यावत्
विश्वेश्वरागतिं बुधः।
ईश्वरगतिं बुधः।
Like to chant, Prabhu? Chant. First. Chant the verse. परितुष्येत ततस्तादा तावन्मात्रेण पुरुषः दैवोपसादितं यावत् விக்ஷேஸ்வராகதிம் புதः. நீங்க சொல்றீங்களா? Anybody likes to chant? Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी, धन्य प्रणाम। परितुष्येत तस्ताता तावन्मात्रेण पुरुषः देवोपासादितं यावत् वीक्षे ईश्वर गतिं बुधः। हरे कृष्ण माता जी, धन्य प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। परितुष्येत तत्सता तावन्मात्रेण न पुरुषः देवोपसादितं यावं दुर्व्येश्वर गतिः बुधः। हरे कृष्ण माता जी, थैंक यू।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। परितुष्येत तस्ताता तावन्मात्रेण पुरुषः दैवोपासादितं यावद् वीक्षेश्वरगतं बुधः। हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। परितुष्ये तावान्मात्रेण पुरुषः पासदितं यावत् वीक्षेश्वर गतिं बुधः। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। परितुष्येत्ततस्ताता तावन्मात्रेण पूरुषः दैवोपसादितं यावत् वीक्षेश्वरा गतिं बुधः। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। परितुष्येत तथा
हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
मात्रेण पुरुषः देवोपसादितं यावत् वीक्षेश्वरा गतिं बुधः। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण
कृष्ण
माताजी।
माताजी। परितुष्येत्ततस्ताता तावन्मात्रेण पुरुषः दैवोपसादितं यावत् वीक्षेश्वरा गतिं बुधः।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
तदा तावं मात्रेण पुरुषः दैवोपासितं यावत् वीक्षेश्वरा गतिं बुधः। Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so we go to the synonyms. Paritushyet. One should be satisfied. Tataha. Therefore. Tata. My dear boy. Tavat. Up to such. Matrena. Quality. Purushaha. A person. Daiva. Destiny. Upasaditam. Offered by. Yavat. As. Vikshya. Seeing. Ishwaragatim. The process of the Supreme. Buddha. One who is intelligent. Translation. The process of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very wonderful. One who is intelligent should accept that process and be satisfied with whatever comes, favorable or unfavorable, by his supreme will. The process of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very wonderful. One who is intelligent should accept that process and be satisfied with whatever comes, favorable or unfavorable, by his supreme will. Hare Krishna Supriti Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Narada instructed Dhruva Maharaj that one should be satisfied in all circumstances. Everyone who is intelligent should know that because of our concept of bodily existence, we are subjected to suffering and enjoyment. One who is in the transcendental position beyond the concept of bodily life, he is considered to be intelligent. One who is a devotee especially accepts all reverses as gifts of the Supreme Lord. When a devotee is put into distress, he accepts this as God's mercy and offers him repeated obeisances with his body, mind, and intellect. An intelligent person, therefore, should be always satisfied depending on the mercy of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Om Ajnana Timrandasya Jnananjana Shalakheya Chakshulmidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakata Mahyam Tadanti Swapatandikam Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Paritushya Tatastata Tavan Matrena Purushaha Daivopasatitam Yavat Viksheshwara Gatim Buddha. Translation. The process of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very wonderful. One who is intelligent should accept that process and be satisfied with whatever comes, favorable or unfavorable, by his supreme will. So who is saying this to whom? Just seeing whether we all are in the same page. Okay, who is saying this?
Narada Muni to Dhruva.
Narada Muni to
Narada Muni to Dhruva Maharaj.
Narad Muni to Dhruva Maharaj. So what happened to Dhruva Maharaj now that he have left home because of his stepmother's words, and now he is so angry, and he is one of the Kanishtadhikaris, Artha Arthartha Jnani Jitnyasu. He is Artharthi. He wanted material wealth from the Lord, and on the way Narad Muni comes because Krishna sends him, okay, as a spiritual master to initiate him. And Narad Muni tries to tell him not to go forward, but just to test him how he is. But then he's determined. So he says that this is Krishna's will. Unless Suruchi insulted Dhruv Maharaj will not go in search of the Lord in the forest. He will never become a pure devotee. He is a pure devotee, but this is Krishna's special plan. So similarly, we have suffering, we undergo suffering. This is Krishna's special plan. Why? What happened? Why is actually devotee suffering? Devotee, it is said that once we become Krishna conscious, aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuja. Krishna will take care of all our papa. Whatever it is, kuta, picha, any form it is, it will be taken care. But still, why devotees are suffering? Yes, it's Krishna's mercy, but why? Yes, why?
They don't have the
For
faith,
our spiritual
Mataji.
progress.
For spiritual progress, fine. But why especially
No.
devotees are suffering? Why not?
To
not
go back to
Because
go
in many lives we have accumulated many sins. So that we'll finish all the sins and we'll go back to him.
Yeah, but that can be done in different janmas. No, why in one janma Krishna is making us suffer so much?
to go
To
back
make the journey short,
home
to
soon.
progress
To make the
faster.
journey short. Yeah, to make the journey faster. Because if I'm supposed to take 100 lives and suffer, if Krishna wants, if once I become a devotee, if Krishna wants me to take me back in my next life, I have to finish my karma now, right? So Krishna is accumulating everything and he is giving it off. So it looks like, before chanting Hare Krishna, I was happy in life. But after chanting Hare Krishna, all problems started. I'm suffering and suffering. Yes, it's our karma, right? Karma, the karma is coming back. But Krishna is making it short. Once Prabhupada was in kitchen and he was cutting vegetables and his hand got cut. So Prabhupada immediately turned to the disciples and said, a finger got cut. And Prabhupada said, my hand was supposed to be cut, but Krishna made my finger cut. So that's Krishna. We are supposed to suffer so much. Krishna made it this much. So much sin we have done. If we were allowed to know our 84 lakh species past Janma, we will be very thankful to Krishna. Krishna, I was so sinful, but you made me suffer this much. So Krishna is speeding your process to liberation. So every time a devotee suffers, we go one step closer to Krishna. We don't go again away from Krishna. But every step a non-devotee suffers, he's going closer to Maya. Because once we suffer, what he does? He take alcohol, then he smoke, he do all kind of nonsense activities. So he is getting entangled in Maya. But what does a devotee do when the suffering comes? He do devotional service more. He chants more. He'll be crying. That's okay. But he chants more. He'll be dancing in the kirtan. He'll be reading Bhagavad Gita. Now, one of my friends had some legal issues in the court. She hates to go to the court. And it was so much mental pressure for her. So her father used to accompany her. It was some family case. So her father used to be wondering why she was tensed. But later on, as she came to Krishna consciousness, because of that tension, she came to Krishna consciousness. And after that, she was so joyful in the court. She used to chant her rounds. She has to wait for the court, for the different Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me, Hare Krishna?
Yes, Mataji, we can hear you.
Sorry. Yeah, so this is Krishna's special plan. That's what even in 10th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam it says, Tattenu kampam susamikshamanam bunjana evatma kritam vipagam ritva papupir vidata namaste jive re mukti pade sadayapak. So tatte anukampam susamikshamanam. I'll show you the verse that is in 10th canto. Okay, 10th canto, 14th chapter, verse number 8. Okay, this is a sloka. So what is this sloka says is Tatte anukampam susamikshamanam bunjana evatma atma kritam vipakam. Okay, so the translation is one who earnestly wait for you to bestow your costless mercy upon him, all while patiently suffering patiently suffering the reactions of the past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisances within his heart, words, and body is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. Okay, so somebody who's patiently suffering all the reactions of his past, the same time doing devotional service, okay, he's eligible for liberation. So here it is said that a person in Bhakti Yoga, okay, he'll be suffering because of our previous karma. Even while suffering, he will be still a devotee, in the sense doing devotional service. So a devotee who have completely suffered, surrendered to the Lord, is no longer liable to suffer the reaction of his previous karma. However, because in his mind a devotee may still maintain remnants of previous sinful mentality, the Lord removes it, okay, by the suffering. So the suffering is actually Krishna's special mercy for a devotee. So the same verse was chanted by the Lord, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya changed this word. Instead of mukti, okay, Jivere say mukti padesa dayabhak, dayabhak. What is the meaning of dayabhak? Dayabhak means he's the rightful heir. Like a son or a daughter becomes the rightful heir to access the property of the father after the death of the father. Only thing is the child should be alive. Similarly, we should be alive in Krishna consciousness to get the mercy of the Lord. So a sincere devotee will definitely desire to go back to Godhead, but there will be a lot of punishment and hardships that is coming. But he'll become the legitimate son of God, as indicated as the word Dayabhak. So even after suffering all the hardships, and still if he remains in Krishna consciousness, but most of the time what happens, when suffering comes, immediately you throw your chanting bead. You don't chant, you don't go to temple. You don't go to temple because you are in suffering. And if you go to temple only, you will get that more mercy actually. So when we are in problem, we should go do devotional service more. It's difficult. It's difficult, but devotee association will help us, because this verse says, so the same verse, when Sarvam Bhattacharya chanted, he chanted in a way, the last line, he changed the last line into Jivere ye Bhakti Padesa Dayabhak. Okay, instead of Mukti, he used the word Bhakti. Okay, this comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I think this one. Madhya Leela, chapter 6, verse 261. So the same verse, that is the Bhagavatam verse. You see, Chaitanya Charitamrita is mostly of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, because it's a PhD study. So Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 6, verse 261. It's the same verse, Tattenu Kampam. Okay, but what can you see a difference? Instead of Mukti, it is Bhakti. Same verse, but this is the right thing, because the devotee doesn't want Mukti. So it says, Tattenu kampam susamikshamanam bunjana evatmakridam vivagam hritvak vabhubir vidata namaste jivere bhakti padesa dayabhak. Such a person will get pure devotional service. So still suffering, that my friend who chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the court. So sometimes the case will be postponed. Some things happened. The judge is somewhere else. So you get a lot of time to wait in the court. So she was waiting on the veranda of the court, the family court, and chanting her rounds. She finished her 16 rounds there, and she's happy. And whatever comes, everybody was like, all the lawyers are like, what happened to her? Yeah, is she gone crazy? Because who will be so peaceful in a court? Definitely there'll be issues. But then she was very peaceful, because she know that I'm suffering because of my karma, my previous karma. Might be this life I'm fine. This life I didn't do any sin, but previous life I have done my sin. So these legal cases, having a disease like cancer, okay, somebody who's very nice. I know an anesthetist wife, she had cancer, ovarian cancer. So the ovary had to be removed. So she was undergoing laparoscopic surgery. And my friend anesthetist was about to give that anesthesia, but he could not give because that's his wife. So he had another anesthetist to give the anesthesia, general anesthesia. So he was peaceful at that time, because he was like, this is he was tensed, but the wife was a devotee. So the wife said, she was chanting even in the operation theater, in the ICU and all, she was chanting, and she was like, this is my karma coming back. Instead of having some bigger disease, in the sense cancer is the biggest disease, but her stage was first stage. So after removing the ovaries, she was normal. She undergone so many other therapies. So Krishna allowed her to diagnose the disease in an early stage. No, so she was supposed to suffer more, but Krishna made it less. But Sarva Bhattacharya says, Bhakti is not what, Mukti is not what we want. Bhakti is what we want. The same verse, if you say 10th canto, 14th chapter, the same verse here, instead of Mukti, it is Bhakti, because that's what a pure devotee wants, right? So Bhakti Pade Sadaya Bhakti will get pure devotional service. So Bhattacharya, that is Sarva Bhattacharya recited, one who seeks your compassion and thus tolerates all kind of adverse conditions in life due to karma of his past deeds, who engage always in your devotional service with his mind, words, and body, and who always pay obeisances to you, is certainly bona fide candidate to become your unalloyed devotee. He doesn't want mukti. Mukti Mugiladanjali Swayam Sevayarasmin. Villumangalam Thakur says, Mukti is just in my doorstep. A devotee doesn't want moksha. A devotee wants pure devotional service. So if we have suffering in our life, and if we still try to do devotional service with our body, mind, and words, Krishna will take special charge of us and will become unalloyed devotees of the Lord. That candidate is a bona fide candidate to become Krishna's unalloyed devotees. So the same verse reciting from Bhagavatam 10, 14, 18, 8, Sarva Bhattacharya changed the original reading from Mukti Pade to Bhakti Pade. Okay, so from Mukti, he made it to Bhakti Pade, because Mukti means liberation, right? Merging into the impersonal Brahman or Sayuja, Sarupya, whatever it is. But Bhakti means rendering transcendental service. So the happiness which we get from Bhakti is like an ocean of water, ocean. But the happiness we get from Mukti is just like water in the calf's hoof print. So a devotee want pure devotional service. So Bhattacharya did not like the word Mukti Pade, which refers to impersonal Brahman feature. However, he was not authorized to change Bhagavatam, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will explain, but Bhattacharya changed the word in his devotional ecstasy. And Mahaprabhu did not approve it, because you can't change Bhagavatam verse. Shri Radha Govind ki jai, Gaurnitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, but still, he's a devotee, Sarva Bhattacharya, so he changed it because this is what it is. So I'll just tell a small story to say how the reversals also is Krishna's special mercy, special blessing. So once a devotee of Tirupati Balaji, he was going to Tirumala. So his son got recently married, and from the marriage ceremony, he took the bride and the groom to take darshan of Tirupati Balaji. And all the other ceremonies were remaining. But he and his wife took the son and daughter-in-law, newly married. They were still having this wedding dress, and he put them in the car, and he's like, we just go take darshan of Tirupati Balaji and come back soon. So those who have gone to Tirumala, it's very steep hill, and driving is very, very risky. At night, they don't allow their checkposts there. So it's very risky to go up. But still, he drove with his wife, son and daughter-in-law to take darshan of Tirupati Balaji, because he was a very dear devotee of the Lord. So he was going, and it was late night, because by the time the marriage function got over, it was late. So it was late. So on the way, the car broke down, and there was some tire puncture, something happened, that he was like feeling so bad that he wanted to take darshan of Tirupati Balaji. And then this is what happened, the tire puncture. And actually, there was no stepney also, no extra tire in the car. Now what to do? There's a newly wedded couple also in the car. Now what to do? It was late night. So at that time, another person was coming in a bigger car. He was alone, and he stopped seeing the family. So he asked, can I just get a lift to Tirumala? So the person is like, it's very rushed today. Today is some special festival going on in Tirupala that you will not get darshan, and you won't get any room to stay also. It's so crowded, so crowded. But they are newly married. They can't stay. They want to come back, because other ceremonies of marriage was still remaining, some function. He was feeling so bad. He got the lift. So in the car, the whole time till he reached Tirumala, he was going on cribbing about what happened to him. That I'll never come back to Tirupati anymore. What the Lord have done to me. I came to see him take darshan, and this is what he does. I'll never come back to Tirumala. And Lord is so injustice. He's impartial. He's that and this. He started cribbing so much. But by the time they reached there, There was so much rush. There was no room available, nothing. But the person who was driving with him actually was the TTD treasurer, in the sense that Tirumala Tirupati, there was some vice president, something he was. He was a bigger post. He was in a big post. So he went and informed the securities there that please take them to VVIP darshan. Take them for VVIP darshan, give them prasadam, make them stay comfortably, and their car is broken down. Take the car, get the car, repair it, and send them back home. So everything was arranged by the TTD treasurer. So after taking darshan, they had prasadam and they were coming back in the same car. Then after reaching home, after 2-3 days, he wrote a letter to the TTD treasurer saying that it was in fact Krishna's special mercy. If my car have not broken down, I will never get darshan because it was so crowded. I will never get prasadam. I will not get a room also. I have to stay in the car. Once I remember when I went to Tirupati, I was sleeping in the car because no rooms available. So it's so merciful the Lord is, that the Lord gave the suffering of the tire puncture, but in a way, Krishna was arranging darshan for him, because the devotee desired to take darshan and Krishna fulfilled it, but through some suffering. So similarly in our life, if Krishna wants to become closer to you, Krishna might throw some googlies, what you say, some sufferings to you, but that suffering should be taken as a shortcut to reach Krishna. Why Krishna selected you for that particular suffering? Yes, because of my sin, my past karma. But Krishna could have nullified it. Krishna can take away everything. Karma is not beyond Krishna. Krishna is above it. So Krishna could have nullified. But it's good for you. It's for your purification. You will become more serious in bhakti. That's why Krishna makes the devotees suffer. And Krishna is making you understand this place is not good for you. It's dukhalaya mashashadam. So get back home, back to Godhead. So Krishna is reminding the devotees. So these are that's why, so whatever Krishna does is all good. In the same verse, Prabhupada mentions here, you can see that towards the end of the purport, Prabhupada mentions that whatever Krishna's processes, just accept it. And then if you accept it as Krishna's will, a special gift from the Lord, when a devotee put into distress, but he accepts Krishna's mercy, then you will get the mercy of the Lord, or you will go back to Godhead. So going back to Krishna is very, very important. So it is said that why we are suffering, it's mainly because of the witch called Maya. Because we are in Maya, we do all kind of sinful activities. Seido Shemaya Pishachi Dandakare Tare Adhyatmikadi Tapatraya Tare Jari Mare. So it's mainly because due to his being opposed to Krishna consciousness, the conditioned soul is punished by the witch of the external energy called Maya. Because we are away from Krishna, we have done so many sins, right? And because we are in Maya, we have suffering. And thus, we are ready to suffer the threefold miseries. Miseries brought about by the body and the mind, inimical behavior of other living entities, and also disturbance by the demigods. Sometimes you feel, no, I've not done any mistake, but this person is seeing me as an enemy, is torturing me so much. Why? Because you have tortured that person in your previous life. You don't remember. You don't remember, right? If somebody is torturing you, somebody is giving you pain, that's because you have given pain to that person in your previous janma. So it's coming back. Just accept it. I've done more sin actually, but Krishna is giving only little to me. Let me take it as Krishna's special mercy and chant the holy name sincerely and call out to Krishna. And Krishna will see, even in suffering, you're actually calling me out. Instead of taking other drugs, you're taking the Harinam drug, which is actually transcendental. Okay, and instead of going to some mundane person, you're going to Krishna, you're going to Guru, to your devotees. So definitely Krishna will help us. So what is this? A misery is brought about by the body and the mind called as?
Adhyatmika.
Very good. Adhyatmika klesha. And inimical behavior of other living entities?
Adibaudik.
Adibaudik. A natural disturbance by demigods? Adidevik. So it is said the Adhyatmik, Adidevik, and Adhyatmik, Adidevi, Adibaudik kleshas. These are the threefold miseries, and these are the three Trishulas of the Durga Devi, or the external energy called Maya. She is in charge. So when will she prick you? When you stay away from Krishna. So when you're opposed to Krishna consciousness, she will prick you. right? Still, she'll keep pricking you. That means we are not yet fully Krishna conscious. So whatever happens in our life, we have to accept it as Krishna's special mercy. That's how a pure devotee is. It's difficult when it comes in life. Practically, it's very, very difficult to accept it. But this is what Shastra says. And slowly, slowly, we try to remember Krishna at that particular time. Tivrena bhakti yogena. When suffering comes, we do bhakti in a more sincere way. Also, it is said that when we suffer, okay, the devotee somehow or the other, if you remember Krishna, Lord Hari will take away all the miserable conditions of life. Again, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Yai Chaitai Chayo Ikohi Karaya Smarana Chari Vidakta Patara Kare Samharana. When a devotee somehow or the other always remember the Supreme Personality Godhead anywhere and everywhere, Lord Hari takes away life's 4 miserable conditions. Okay, what that's the 3 miseries, right? What are the 4 miserable conditions?
Death, old age.
Birth, death, old age, disease, that's
Birth, death,
fine.
old age,
There's some more.
disease.
More than that. So this is what? Pataka, Urupataka, Mahapataka, and Atipataka. Okay. The 4 miserable conditions are due to the 4 kind of sinful activities known as Pataka, Urupataka, Mahapataka, and Atipataka. Means what? Primarily sin, very great sin, greatest sin, and topmost sin. Okay, so these are the 4 things. When Krishna says, Aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksheshyami ma shuja, that I'll protect from you from all sinful reaction, do not fear. Sarva papebhyo means these 4 kind of sinful activities. When Krishna says, Aham tvam sarva papebhyo, what are the sarva papa? Pataka, Urupataka, Mahapataka, and Atipataka. Like sin, small sin we have done. Urupataka, greater sin. Mahapataka, greatest sin, and Atipataka, greatest sin, topmost sin. Okay, so these are the different types of sin it is given. Then Krishna says that as soon as a devotee surrenders to Krishna's lotus feet, is relieved from all the sinful activities and their results. But still the suffering happens. That's special mercy of Krishna. Krishna could have nullified your sinful reaction. He can do that. But still he is making me suffer so that I learn a lesson, so that I get purified, so that my ahankara and everything gets washed away. Might be I am not purified yet to go back to Krishna. So Krishna is making me get purified. So this is Krishna's special mercy, that Krishna is allowing us to suffer. So suffering is actually this. Material world is suffering only. Dukkhalaya ashashvatam. We think the happiness is suffering, so-called happiness. There is no happiness as such. A temporary cessation of misery is called happiness. Temporary cessation. Might be the suffering stopped for a while. That looks like happiness, but it's not happiness actually. It's suffering again. So there are suffering. If we understand that we are in suffering, then that means our spiritual life started. If we know that, oh, I'm not miserable, I'm always happy, I'm very happy and satisfied in life, that means there's something wrong with us. That means we are going closer to Maya. We think this material world is a very nice place to live. I'm the happiest person in the world. That means you are going with Maya. If we really understand, yes, I'm suffering, I'm in trouble, then you will go closer to Krishna. You go one step closer to Krishna. And Krishna, do you think he will just see a devotee suffering? As Narasimha Dev just saw Prahlad suffering, didn't he come and kill Hiranyakashipu and save Prahlad? So Krishna will come. Krishna will come. We are not Prahlad Maharaj, right? Where Krishna can come out of pillar and do something. But he checks how sincere we are. When we become sincere, Krishna will definitely come. But it takes time. It takes time. The test will keep coming. But if we fail in the test, then Krishna also will relax. But if we call out to Krishna more, as Draupadi called out to Krishna more, leaving both the hands, then Krishna actually came. Till then, Krishna was not, because she was holding a sari with one hand. That means she was not fully confident on Krishna. So sometimes we also are not fully confident on Krishna. So one devotee was saying to me that nowadays, Mataji, I started seeing Krishna's hand in everything. That means it's Krishna's plan happening. So peacefully, patiently, suffering will be happening outside. Anyway, it has to happen. So Krishna, whenever suffering comes, we have to think Krishna is speeding my process of liberation, and concentrate on devotional service. Concentrate. Hear nice kirtan, nice lectures. Krishna will definitely help. Right? So all of us, this verse is a very good verse saying that if you trust Krishna more, then Krishna will lend more hands to him. The more we approach Krishna, the more closer Krishna comes to us. So the suffering is just temporary, just for this material body. Krishna is speeding our process to liberation. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hema Mataji. That's something.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, I want to ask one question about the politician. So much politicians are there, those who do the so many aparadha. Okay, and they are very sinful. They are rapists and all that. If you take all the politicians, but side by side they do the devotional services also. Like Ram Temple is there. They do the Karm Kand also. They do the Japa also. Okay, and again they do the sinful activity. What about them? How this?
You've seen elephant taking baths? Elephant take
That
bath
is
so many times in the water, then goes to the land, puts the dust. What is the use? So that's called Kunjaka Shauja. This is the 7th offense to the holy name, to commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. No use, Mataji. How much of a devotional service they do, on the other hand, they do sinful activities. It is very material. Just chanting, just for namesake, they are doing the devotional service. It doesn't have any effect. It might give them some effect in the sense next life they'll become devotees, better devotees. Some kind of sukritis they'll get because they're chanting the holy name. But they're doing sinful activities which Krishna doesn't like it. It's not good. You have
But
an
why
Ayurvedic
did Krishna give opportunity to them to give the devotional service? My question is why the
That's because some
everything
Ajnana
is from the
Sukriti.
permission of Krishna only, na? Krishna
Yeah.
just gives the place that this devotee
Yes.
will give the devotional service. So why the Krishna makes them closer to him?
He's
That
not
is
making
my
it closer.
when,
He's giving
like
them
whenever the
a
temple
chance.
will be built, the politicians they will be stand first. Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever any temple you take, either small temple, big temple, or any church, anything. So when the things are being completed, the politicians they take the stand. So why it happens? I have not seen like that.
All politicians are not bad. I know personally the politicians who actually help so many poor people, help the building up the temples, help for supplying food to the needy. So you can't categorize all politicians to be like bad. There are some who are very nice, genuine. So some of them are doing devotional service just for a show. Some of them are doing sincerely. Some of them are because of some Atnyada Sugriti, they came to devotional service, Shuchinam Shrimadam Gehe, and then they still have some sinful desires from previous life, that they do the sin. So we can't categorize everyone in one category. And why Krishna is allowing them to do? Because as it is said that Krishna is a sweet father, he's just a witness. He doesn't interfere in your minute independence. So we have a minute independence. Krishna never interferes in that. You do what you like, but Krishna will give a choice. Even he gave choice to Arjuna. Yadachasi tadakuru. Then Arjuna said, yes, karishye vachanam tava. Whatever you said, I'll do. But then Krishna said, yadachasi. Whatever you think, you do. So Krishna gave you the chance. Krishna gave the chance. But they had a desire to do sinful activities. That's their karma. They suffer for that. Okay. Anunaya Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes.
Mataji, my question is, if since we understand that this world is full of miseries, but still for the world outside, how should we act that we remain appearing as optimist rather than pessimist? Because the problem is that we understand that no, the things are not going to be successful on material platform. Yet we have to be part of this world and live with the people around us. How should we basically do that?
Yeah, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says how we should be doing is, when Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami were working for Nawab Hussain Shah, and they could not remember Krishna. So Mahaprabhu said one nice example, like a wife who have a lover. Okay, she'll be very chaste to her husband. She'll cook for him. She'll take care of him like anything. But inside, she'll be thinking about her lover. Why she's acting so nice to the husband? So the husband doesn't catch her that she's cheating on him. Similarly, we have our lover inside Krishna, and outside the world is full of non-devotees and full of materialistic people. That outside, antarnishta, bahya, vyavahar. So inside you have nishta, you have that devotion inside you, but then don't show it off. Just act normal with others. But that's still difficult, Prabhu. So we're supposed to not associate with them much. But yes, it'll take time. but don't show it off that we are a devotee and we are pessimist of this material. We are not pessimists. We are again, we like this world. Why? Because Krishna has given us a chance in this human form of life to do devotional service. And it's possible only in a human form of life. So we like this world because Krishna made this. It's not like how Mayavadi says, Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya. Jagat is not Mithya. It's created by Krishna. There are varieties of this world can be used in Krishna's service. We also like this world because Krishna created it and we can do devotional service. We can preach Krishna consciousness in this life, in this world. So act normal. Inside, think about Krishna. Premamai Priya Jai Shri Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I was just wondering, see, you just said that, people think they're very happy in this world, the way they are. But at the same time, it's also said that whatever the miseries, however we are, we should be happy. Lord wants us to be happy. So I think whether we are happy or not, we have to always be happy. Don't you think so, Mataji?
Yeah, so happiness, as Mataji said, that should be from the soul, right? The happiness should come from your soul, in the sense, the transcendental happiness, not for material things. We should not be happy for material things, whether it comes or goes, but we should be happy for devotional service. We should be happy to chant the holy name. We should be happy to associate with devotees, to go for pilgrimage in holy places, holy dham, happy in reading scriptures, right? So in that way, that's called transcendental happiness. But if we try to be happy in the material world, it's like beating the husk which doesn't have a grain inside. Shrama eva hi kevalam. It's just waste of time. But happiness, what Mataji said, is transcendental happiness. Yes, not the bodily concept, godly comfort, but not for sense gratification, but for Krishna. Rupali Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji Pranam. I was asking when Bali Maharaj was made why does God protect him when he had taken everything from Bali Maharaj? What was there to
Bali
protect?
Maharaj is a devotee of the Lord, and Krishna is the pastime which happened with Bali Maharaj is to show us by example that how Krishna, even though he takes everything from you, tasyaham yasyaham anugrashyami harishye tad dhanam sane, even if he takes away all dhana, everything, still he makes you closer to him. So Bali Maharaj's case is different, Mataji. It's not his karma coming back or something. Krishna is showing us by example. Yeah, it's an example that Krishna pushed him to Sutalalok and became a doorkeeper there, to show us by example that, yes, even if reversals come in life, and why Krishna punished him is to show us by example, right? So that we also follow the same example. Any pastime of Krishna with his devotees suffering, it's to show us by example that what we are supposed to do. Bali Maharaj was a little bit greedy, in the sense he was thinking that this is all belonged to him. He didn't think it belonged to Krishna. He had a small desire, thinking that, or had a belief that everything belongs to me. That's why he was so confidently asking Vamana Dev that take whatever you want. So actually everything belonged to Krishna. And then his wife came and told that he didn't give yourself to the Lord. So that's why third step he gave. His wife was very intelligent, Vidyavali, right? She was the one who actually gave him the instruction, saying that you have to surrender yourself to the Lord. So Bali Maharaj's case is to give us example. Yeah.
The Lord was protecting him. Matlab, who is he guarding then?
Yeah, protecting him because he's his devotee.
He's
Definitely
guarding. I was like, what is he guarding? Every money he has taken, then what is he guarding against?
Who was guarding? Krishna.
Krishna, what is he guarding? Only Bali Maharaj is guarding.
Yeah, he's protecting the soul. Why he has to protect the outside body or the material things, opulences? And he's showing that material opulence is nothing when you compare to the Lord. So the Lord is important for us. And Krishna did special mercy to Bali Maharaj by giving himself. Even though Krishna took everything from him, he gave himself. No, that's the greatest gift, to show us that rest, all material opulence is nothing when compared to the Lord, because the Lord is the real wealth for a devotee. Okay, so Krishna is called Hari because Hari Shabd Nana Artha Dui Mukhyatama Sarva Amangala Hare Prema Diye Manahara. So Hari Shabd have Nana Artha, so many meanings, but Dui Mukhyatama, two main meanings. What is it? Sarva Amangala Hare. He'll take away all inauspicious things. And Prema Diye, he'll give you Krishna Prema, and Manahara, he'll take your mind. So Krishna will take the mind of a devotee, right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhudevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Nandikodi Vaishnavandi ki jai, Srimad Prabhupada ki jai, Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna everyone, thank you for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.